Food in Canada has become very expensive in the past few years. This increase has made families spend much more money on food yearly, as this year families spend around $700 more than they used to spend in the last year. And what supports people with food insecurity and lack of money are the food banks around the country. More specifically, in London, there are some organizations that provide people with food for free. Some of them are the London Food Bank, Salvation Army, and some churches like St. Paul's Church. These organizations have been affected by this food prices increase as they are receiving more requests from people in need than donations. XFM News talked with a food bank recurrent. Today we're here with Luz Luna. She's a recurrent attendant of the London Food Bank. How are you today, Luz?
Hi, Daniel. So bad. I'm feeling worried because the many groceries has increased of price.
How long ago did you start coming to the food bank?
My family and I, we have to go to the food bank almost 6 months ago.
What is the food item that you buy the most that has increased price? And
Absolutely proteins and eggs.
so you were talking about proteins and meat. How were the meat prices in the past and now?
I think the chicken, meat, beef. That's
What did they give you today?
Today I received some eggs and 2 meals, some oatmeal, beans, bread, and some vegetables.
This situation worries everybody as we live off food. Luz explained how more people has been attending the food bank, and XFM News talked with Jane Roy, the co-executive director of the food bank, and explained how they have been affected as well. Today we're here with Jane Roy. She's the co-executive director of the London Food Bank. How are you today, Jane?
I'm great, Daniel. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. When and how did you start working here?
For me personally, how long have I been working here? Oh my goodness, I believe this is my 38th, 39th year. So I was a student at Western 38, 39 years ago, and basically came down to help and was on the board and was just a volunteer. And then it got to be where they needed some staff and they asked if I wanted to stay. So I said sure, and the rest is kind of history.
How is it to work here?
You know, how is it to work? I think the thing that I love the best about working here is the fact that there's so many volunteers, and it's a great spot for people who just want to help.
Is it easy to volunteer here?
Oh, is it easy? The question is it easy to volunteer? That's a double-edged sword. So the answer to that is yes and no. So it's very easy to volunteer when you're here. Anybody can do it. Basically, if it's a position that requires a little bit more training, like serving individuals, then there's a whole process you have to go through. What's not easy, though, is getting in.
Has the amount of people that comes here to the food bank been increasing in the past time?
So we have seen similar increases that food banks across the country and across the province have seen. Over the past 3 years, we've doubled in size, but what we have seen this year over last year is the increase is decreasing. So it's kind of this year it was, 6% increase. So it was an increase that was less, but we're still increasing. Before that, we were seeing 40% increases almost every year, and it was really, really difficult.
What is the biggest challenge that food banks are facing right now in terms of donations?
So we have just finished a big food drive where it's Business Cares food drives. And overall, the Business Cares food drive is continuing to go. But this weekend, they just finished what's called Grocery Store Weekend. And they were out at the grocery stores collecting food. And they did really well. But the stories we heard were very much, I used to go to the food bank and it really helped me through a tough time. So we really want to help. And then we would hear stories like, I used to actually donate, but now it's a really, really tough time and I've lost my job or whatever it is. So now I come to the food bank for help. And there's kind of this cycle that goes through. So we understand how difficult it is for people to donate.
If I get to come to the food bank, to get food, what are you guys offering to the people? What are you providing them with right now?
So we give it can last anywhere to 4 or 5 days up to a week. So we give perishable and non-perishable food. There's no means test associated, but we give the amount of food we give depends on the number of people in your family. So if you need to come to the food bank, make sure you bring ID and obviously proof that there are other members of your family. You don't have to prove need, but we do it by frequency. So we're here to help once a month should you need it. But if you need more help, we obviously have the information for other agencies and other places to go. And so we give, the typical things that you buy at a grocery store.
This struggle that everybody is facing right now is massive, but now food banks are not the solution of poverty. This problematic has to be solved for people with higher places in our government. For 106.9 DX, I'm Daniel Monroy.